So like for example, this is the blue one. Starburst, sugar-free blue raspberry, and it tells you to add, let's see what it say here. It tells you to add 2 cups of boiling water, and then after you've dissolved it, you add 2 cups of cold water. In this one, I added half a cup of boiling water and half a cup of cold water to come to the consistency of the blue one. Let's have another blue one. The greatest thing is that they have almost no calories. So it's like a quarter of the water. It's supposed to be a total of 4 cups of water in total. And I only used 1 cup. Okay, so and for the peach. Great taste. I like the peach taste better than the blue. Although it's not as like sweet. For the peach, I'm trying to think, the peach was a smaller box. So here's the peach. Great value. So for this one, they tell you to add 1 cup of boiling water and then 1 cup of cold water. So for this one, I used 1/3 of a cup of each. So a total of 2/3 of a cup of water. And the first one that I made was the raspberry. And on that one I used half a cup of boiling and half a cup of cold. So the point is, each time I made one, I tried to add less water for a more firm result. But they're pretty good, and I'd say they really don't need to be any more firm. And you could, add whipped cream just like you would with JELLO, I suppose. Why not? Peach. And I can sit here and eat tons and tons great show. I saw the entire thing, but it was so long ago that I really don't remember anything. Like, I remember the basic idea, but everything that I'm seeing is like fresh and new to me. Like, I'll remember, like, oh yeah, like I vaguely remember that happened, but it's like it's a new show. But yet I already know the people, you know. But that is such a unique show. If you have never watched it, I recommend it to almost anyone, you know, over the age of 16. Okay. It's a show about a family who runs a funeral parlor. And it's really quite a quirky family, as most funeral parlor families would be, right? No offense if you own a funeral parlor. But, I guess you would say it's like a drama, a little bit of like dark comedy. It's nothing that you'd be like sitting there laughing out loud, but it's kind of amusing, some of the things that go on. So at the start of the first episode, I'm not really spoiling this happens like right away. The father gets into a car accident while he is driving the hearse. I don't think there was a body in it, but it's like he's on the phone or something, and then he drops it. I don't know, he bends over or something like that, and he winds up driving right into the path of an oncoming bus, and he is killed. So right away, who is going to take charge of the funeral parlor, right? So you have two adult sons and a teenage daughter, and you have a mother who is like very just negative. She's got some kind of personality disorder going on. She's an unusual one. And the oldest brother lives in Seattle at this time. I'm not even sure where the funeral home is, but it's not in Seattle, okay? So he lives in Seattle and he works in like an organic supermarket. And the younger brother actually works at the funeral parlor. So now that the father is gone, the father leaves the funeral parlor to the boys, the men I should say, and they have to figure out what they're gonna do with it. Are they gonna keep it? Are they gonna big way.